Hello, everybody. Coach Mario here once again. Just wanted to go over a few things, but before we dive into anything else, I want to address a couple of things. Number one being uniforms. Things are starting to get a little bit under control, starting to slip, and it is affecting how we present ourselves, how we represent ourselves as a team. Our appearance matters. It reflects our pride, it reflects our discipline, and it reflects our identity as Seattle United. So from now on, I expect everyone to be in full, proper Seattle United gear, both at practice and on game day. That means no more mix and match shorts or socks or alternate gear. We need to look sharp. We need to look unified and professional every time we step on that field. So now, if for any reason the cost of uniforms is a challenge to you, please come and talk to me privately and directly. We'll work together to make sure that you have what you need. So nobody will be left out. We just need to hold ourselves to a higher standard. Number two, tardiness and rights. Again, you know who the usual suspects are, but I want to talk to you about punctuality and coordination for rights. Parents, this is specific for you. This is very important. If a player reaches out at the very last minute asking for a ride, please do not accommodate them. Why? More than football, more than soccer, this is us helping shape young individuals into responsible adults. And in the real world, being late to work repeatedly, once it becomes a pattern, gets you fired. So by stepping in and trying to help solve those last minute problems for them, we're not helping them grow. We're teaching them that poor planning and lack of communication have no real consequences. So again, if they reach out last minute asking for a ride, sorry, no, you need to be better. You need to reach out and coordinate that in advance. If a player misses practice or a game because they failed to coordinate properly, hopefully that experience will teach them that more than us bailing them out every single time. So it will help them understand the importance of accountability, responsibility, and respecting other people's time. Again, if you're reaching out to me 15 minutes before a game, asking for a ride, that is not respecting people's time. So these are lessons that go far beyond the field. Number three, film review. We're going to be looking at some things from last weekend, specifically all the goals that were scored on us. We're not going to look at the ones we scored. It was only one goal that we scored, actually. We allowed 4 goals and scored 1. So we're going to look at the 4 goals and what we can improve in terms of performance. So this is mandatory for players and optional for parents. Parents, you don't have to stay for the whole presentation. You're welcome to stay, of course, but not required to. Players, you are expected to watch the whole presentation. So when I mention you by name or give you direct feedback here on this video, please know that it is not about singling anyone out. It's about making us better as a team. So every comment, every correction is in service of improving the group as a whole. The goal here is progress, not criticism. All right, we're going to look at the first goal that we allowed. I forgot the name of this team that we were playing, but anyway, that's not important. So we're going to look at this sequence here real quick. There's no audio. For whatever reason, I couldn't find the audio on the Trace system, and you guys are all welcome to get your own subscription. It's $25 for the basic. But let's go ahead and watch this play right here, what happens. All right. So lots of things happen here in this play. Very important. Look at this through ball. Screamer. That is a screamer from them. But there's a lot going on in this video. I want to look at it again, and I'm going to pause for a minute in some parts here to kind of explain what I'm looking at. But number one thing I'm looking at is how we're defending. So look at how many players from our team are on the opposition's half. Let's look at it back here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have about 4. Yeah, so we have pretty much 60% of the team on the opposition's half. We've lost the ball here, the possession, and now it's coming over here. Now we have our left back. I believe Malcolm was playing left back here. He should not be the one putting pressure on that player on the ball right there. This is the six's job. So I don't remember exactly who was playing six. I believe Henry and Jaden were playing six at that time, CDM. But it is not the job of the fullback to put pressure on that player. We cannot be stepping in front of them. We got to be quick on the defensive transitions. Thankfully, Malcolm gets that ball here. But again, it's a 50-50 ball. If you're going to clear a ball, you need to be better than that. So again, you need to be a lot more intentional, a lot more aggressive on those balls. You cannot be clearing it into people's legs. Just be confident. If you're going to go for a 50-50 ball, you better make sure that that ball gets out of the way. Now, Aiden lost the possession there, so that was another thing. Very, very slow in the transition. We're not really putting pressure on that guy. Another thing happening here, our goalkeeper Emilio here is clearing the ball into the middle. As a goalkeeper, they teach you never to do that. You always want to clear it out wide. So when you're clearing the ball, if you're going to do it, again, over the head of the players in front of you, you want to make sure to give your defenders time to get organized, but never low on the ground and never in the middle. Why? Because this happens, exactly what we just saw here. So that ball is going to end on the feet of a positional player, and they're going to hit it on target. So that's exactly what happened here. Now that is a screamer of a shot. It's really hard to stop that at that point, but there were lots of things that we could have done to prevent that here. So again, we talked about playing as a unit, playing kind of like a school of fish where the whole team's moving together. There's a ton of space here. There's a huge gap. Once we lost possession, we should have had a few players coming back into our own half to help out on defense. That never happened. It was basically our sixes and our back line of four doing all the work. We have our midfielders and our strikers just kind of camping in the attacking area, which is a no-no. So again, goalkeeper Emilio, if you're going to clear that ball, make sure that you clear it high and wide, okay? Not in the middle and not on the ground, because you risk putting it in the feet of strikers. So that's exactly what happened. Defenders, especially Malcolm or anyone that's playing, fullback, it is not your job to press in the middle like that. Your job is to push them wide. Your job is to keep them out wide. So you should not be putting pressure on that player there on the ball. It should be the job of the sixes. So Henry and Jaden were playing at that point. You need to be better at getting back and getting in front of that attacking player. All right, this is the second goal that we allowed against that team. Again, I'm sorry, I forgot the name of that team. I think it was SJS or something. I don't know. Let's look at this play right here. This is in the very, very dying efforts of the match. At that point, feet were gone. It was a hot afternoon. The mind was gone too. We were losing. We lose possession here in the middle again. We allowed them to put a through ball, and we just allow a really, really silly goal. So look at this here. Now, Emilio, not to single you out, but you're stuck to your line, right? So if you have a player approaching you, the closer you are to that goal line, the more space they have to shoot. So you have to be really quick at closing the angle, anticipating, and making yourself big, right? So it is not your fault, of course. This goal was silly, but that's something you could do better. So here, we're going to look again. We lose possession here in the middle again. Playing just silly football right here. They clear a high ball. For whatever reason, it ends in their feet. We are putting zero pressure there. So look at all the space. So our sixes, instead of going to the ball and being aggressive, they retrieve back. And they just kind of like let them play and do whatever. So again, our sixes need to be better. You got to be intense. You got to be very aggressive on the ball. You need to be physical. Again, I do not care if you foul. It's going to happen if you play aggressive football. part of the game, but you cannot be just letting them play. Both of you just kind of retrieve back and let them continue on with the play. So let's look at this. Look at that. We just let them put that ball through. I believe it's Eli there. He tries to stop that ball, but there's not much he can do. Striker gets lucky. He gets the possession of the ball, and he's gone. So lots of things happening here as well. We are now going to look at the third goal that we allowed during the tournament. This was the first goal against South Lake, the Somali team. But one of the things I want to talk about is this is a 2010 team that were much smaller than us. They were pretty fast. They had some really good players in the, as strikers and wingers. But one of the things I want to talk about is how we talk about other teams and the respect that we owe every single team that we're playing against. There were some comments about them being on TikTok as one of the worst teams in Washington, and that was definitely a humbling experience for everybody. So I do not want to hear anybody talking in that way about opponents. I want you to give them the respect they deserve, and you do the talking on the field. So if you're going to talk, especially when you're losing to them, when you're talking about other teams, you show up and you talk with goals, you talk with proper defensive work, you talk with how aggressive you play on the ball, you talk with a good performance overall, and I did not see that at this game. So again, we need to give them the respect they deserve, whether they are good or bad, it does not matter, especially if they're still winning. So we have to be respectful. And again, we lost this game 2-1. We had one single goal in the entire tournament. It was against them, and it came from outside the box from Anthony having a really good shot on goal, recognizing there was no help up there, so just taking that shot from outside the box as he had no pressure. So the goals that came from this team were kind of silly. We're going to look at this first one here. So if you see here, we have Anthony all the way to the top, just hanging out with their back line. So look at Eric clears that ball. There's no one in that middle section to get to that ball. We cannot let the ball bounce. Again, when you're a defender and you have a ball that's coming to you from the air, you do not let that ball bounce. That means trouble every single time. So it ended up in the back of the net. So again, we're going to look at it again. I think it's Eric that clears it here. There's no one in that middle section. No one. So when we're playing together, again, I said it, as a school of fish, the whole team plays as a unit. We're all nice and tight together. So we're clearing that ball, gets to us, bounces, trouble, And now that ball's up in the air again. It looks like Emilio maybe hesitated a little bit. Emilio, don't worry about that. If you come and punch a ball out in the air, it's never going to be a foul on you. That is the job of the keeper. And if a striker gets struck in the face with an elbow or something like that, it's never a penalty as long as you're going to the ball and getting that ball. You must protect yourself as the keeper. So when you're doing this, you don't have the elbows around your body to protect you, protect your rib cage. And that's why it's never going to be a foul on the keeper. So be confident, come off that line and hit that ball with your fist. Again, defenders, you cannot let that ball bounce. That triple bounce pretty much in our own box cannot happen. So as the first bounce that happened when it came out from outside the box, that's when it should have been cleared at that point. Again, we have Anthony camping over there by the half line with the defenders, not doing much of the work in defense. You need to be closer together. Again, I'm going to call you out every single time. If you're a striker and you're just staying over there waiting for someone to pass you miracle balls, because that's what it is not going to happen. So you need to be closer together. If you see the whole team's in a defensive possession, everybody's close to our own 18-yard box, you need to get closer to them. They're not going to pass you a miracle ball all the way from over there. Eric clears the ball here, and there's all this space in the middle, a huge, massive gap in the middle where no one's covering that space. So what happens when we recover the ball? Absolutely no transition on offense because we have this massive gap. We've worked closer together. When you clear that ball, you can get closer to that ball and regain possession. But it is impossible to do it when you have strikers waiting all the way over there by the defensive line. All right, so here is the last goal that we allowed during the tournament. For whatever reason, it says 2-2 on the scoreboard. That is not correct. We lost 2-1 to that team. We only scored 1 goal in the entire tournament. So we're going to look at this video here real quick. So there's a throw-in that happens here. We have absolutely no pressure on the ball. Again, that ball right there is an amazing shot. That is, no keeper can get to that ball. But we cannot allow them to shoot. We cannot allow anybody to shoot. So we have 3 seconds that we allow someone the space and time. They're going to shoot. And that's what I've been telling our strikers to do. If you get the time and space, you hit the ball on target. So we are too nice. We're too nice on defense. We're too nice on offense. We need to be more aggressive. We need to be more physical. We need to go to that ball. We need to fight 50-50 balls with intensity, and that's just not happening right now. We're just kind of looking at them play. So we'll look at this again. Throw-in happens right here. No pressure on that player for whatever reason. That is my sixes job right there. So whoever's playing CDM needs to put a lot of pressure on that player. He did it pretty quick though, so I'll give him that. You know, it's very hard to defend goals or shots like that. So, you know, props, a lot of credit to the striker for hitting that ball from out there. We just need to be better at putting pressure. All right, so I'm going to show you guys this video again. This is defensive transitions as well as offensive transition, because you can see the other team going on the offensive transition. But this is a game from New Zealand. I showed you guys this video during the last film review session that we did at Nick's house. You can see what happens here. We're going to
Which is just what the fans have come here to see.
Look at how many players New Zealand has in the final third. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players on the attack. They lose possession here. Let's look at the video, the rest of the video.
Ooh, that wasn't a good pass, however. That's a real giveaway, and it sets Besading through. And here it's New Zealand who have to backpedal. They are doing so it may well be a long-range strike. He's got a long way here before clipping it into the centre, and it was a good run.
All right, blue team, I'm not sure who it was. It might have been Japan. I'm not sure. Look at how many guys they have here as well. Look at that offensive transition. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players on the offensive transition. Now let's count how many guys from New Zealand are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, well, yeah, like 8 players, something like that in there. So they went from having 8 guys on the offense to a really quick transition where everybody's sprinting back and getting in there and defending. Everybody's like 8 players.
Yeah, which is just what the fans have come here to see.
We have 10 players on the field. That means that 80%.
Ooh, that wasn't a good pass, however. That's a real giveaway, and it sets Besading through. And here it's New Zealand who have to backpedal. They are doing so it may well be a long-range strike. He's got a long way here before clipping it into the centre, and it was a good run.
What I'm saying when I'm talking about moving as a unit, but that's just not happening. We have 2 guys maybe coming back, 2 guys going forward and attacking, maybe, you know, strikers camping over there, wingers kind of staying wide, and we're just not moving as a team. Everybody needs to run. Everybody needs to get in there. Everybody needs to put some pressure when we're putting pressure. Everybody needs to go up and help the offense. When we're in attack, the line steps, pushes the whole team up, and now we have this compact team playing together. That's just not happening right now. So we just need more intensity and more, we just need faster transitions in offense and defense. So again, you see New Zealand here in this video. They have 8 guys attacking. They lose possession. Everybody's sprinting back. Now they have 8 guys defending as well. So let this be a lesson for moving into blocks and helping with transitions. Okay, so this is the last part of the video here. Continuous work. never ends. We're going to keep working throughout the rest of the season. We're not only going to play smarter than the other teams, but we're going to be more fit than the other teams. So we're going to continue to do pretty much conditioning work every week. We'll work more on conditioning on Tuesdays, and then we'll work more on tactics and strategy and more things technical wise on Thursdays. Okay, so conditioning, so you have time to rest towards the end of the week when we get closer to games on Sundays or Saturdays. So again, just be more aggressive on shooting, be more selfish, take shots. You have an opening, just like that goal from South Lake. No pressure, take the shot, hit it on target. That's what I'm going to keep asking you to do. Everybody needs to be working on their shooting. We just have been a little too nice lately. Mid-block defending, everybody has to defend. Just like I said, with this New Zealand team, every single player defends. You move as a unit, school of fish, compact, the whole team moving together. Transitions. And just going back to that last one, gaps. Just look for gaps on the field, especially in the middle. When you have that massive gap in the middle, just be aware. Look to fill that gap when there is one, okay? So you not only need to be looking at the play happening at the moment, but you need to be checking your shoulder, seeing what's happening behind you, seeing what's happening in the entire field. So especially midfielders, you need to be recovering balls as well. You need to be looking over your shoulder, making sure that you're closing gaps and making sure that you have covered all the aspects of defending as well as transitioning into offense. Because when we do get the possession of the ball, when we regain that possession, you are aware already of where you are. You know who you can pass to. You can go whatever direction you need to go. So it's just being aware. So the game is not only driving, but also looking, right? Okay, transition. So move quick to reshape in possession. When we're out of possession, the same thing. You just got to move quick. I don't want to see anybody walking around, especially strikers. I need you run in. So the play is done. Move on to the next phase. Quick. Don't let them catch you sleeping, okay? So we lose the possession. Boom. Everybody's sprinting, just like New Zealand. We get possession. Everybody running towards the attack. Quick possessions, quick counter attacks that need to be happening, and we're just not doing it. When we have possession and we're going in attack, we just let the strikers and the wingers do the work, and the line is staying too far back. Same thing in offense. Now we have the wingers and the strikers just kind of camping up there, and then defense is the one doing the work. So we're leaving this massive gap in the middle when everybody needs to be moving together, back and forth. Continue to hold your teammates accountable. Captains, I need more leadership from you. So I just did not hear a lot of communication. I did not hear a lot of yourselves holding each other accountable. I did not hear anything. We continue to bicker at each other, but we are not continuing to hold each other accountable in the right way, which is encouraging each other and making sure that we have a way to let them know that they need to be doing their work. Hey, someone's staying over there, you let Anthony know. Hey, Anthony, you're staying all the way over there. You need to come back here and defend with everybody else. You know, things like that. Just an example. But Eric and Eli, you need to be talking a lot more during games. I expect everybody to be talking, but especially captains, I need you talking at all times, holding your teammates accountable and helping each other be better. All right, thanks, guys. I made the video very long already, so I'm going to let you go. Just take this 24 minutes, 25 minutes to reflect, self-reflect, watch the video, think about it, maybe text your teammates and see what you got out of it. And we will see you tomorrow to work on all these things again. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Bye.